This is an intro to the new Teams room updates in the classroom. So this control panel is the biggest thing that will have changed. We brought one of the program backup laptops in here to live at the podium for the time being. Of course, you can bring your own if you desire, and you would just need to plug in the HDMI to connect to the room monitors and the sound. They do ask that we unplug the HDMI each day, so that needs to become a new habit when we're done with class to unplug the HDMI. They told us if it's left plugged in, it will impede any automatic updates that might happen over the network to the Teams room equipment. So we're connected to HDMI now. The Teams panel, this new panel, is essentially a computer that mainly does Teams. And so when someone schedules a meeting and invites the team room to as a participant, it will show up in the Teams room schedule here. So if today there were an APM class, it would appear here. You would just tap on that and it would start the Teams meeting. Since I'm here on the weekend, I can't schedule it, and I'll show you how to start a spontaneous meeting in a second. So without being in a Teams meeting, you can share or hide if you wanted to do something on your screens and not allow the students to see it. That's what this stop sharing button does, and it just toggles on and off the sharing of the video from the computer. And so if we want to start a spontaneous meeting to have access to the rest of the controls and recording, we can hit Meet Now. Again, we only have to do that because there wasn't a meeting scheduled for the room right now. And so it shows the rest of the controls here. And so up here at the top, you'll see there's a invite someone or dial a number. So if we go in there, it pulls up a keyboard, and you can search for anybody in the mail directory, and it will send them a call just like we do a one-on-one when we have a spontaneous meeting. It'll pop up on that individual's computer if they're logged into Teams, and they can join the call. I found that it does not work for external emails. I tried inviting my Hotmail, personal Hotmail account, which is connected to Microsoft and Teams, and it wouldn't let me do that. So if we look at these other controls, starting from the left, this toggles the view on the in-class monitors, those external monitors. So we're in the Teams meeting, and the Teams window is showing up on those monitors. In this default view, the gallery view, it's showing most of the screen, probably 75% of the screen is showing the shared screen or the slide view. Below it is this tiny image of the video camera. In this case, it's just showing the podium camera since I'm the only one in the meeting. And on the right side, it's showing the chat bar. There's these other modes. This together mode is a little kitschy. It would show all the participants in stadium seats, and you can choose from a variety of stadium seats or dining room tables or things. Front row, to me it looks like this just gives more control on the extra stuff being shown. So you can hide and unhide yourself on any of these views. You can control here, say I wanted to show the chat bar on the left of the slides up there, and I wanted to also see raised hands on the right. We could do that. But I think what we would want and maybe ask to change to be the default, if that's possible, to this focus on content, because that hides those camera views on the in-class screens. This little shield button turns on and off meeting encryption. This toggles the chat bar on and off in the in-room external monitors. So I'll turn it off for now. This is just the raise hand button. little emojis to send in the Teams meeting. So here are the three dots to record your class session. You click those three dots and just click Start Recording. By default, it records two teams, just like we've done in the past with other staff or team meetings. Anyone who is invited to that meeting would be able to go to Teams and view that file directly for 90 days until it's automatically deleted. And for our purposes, for classroom recording and review, the owner of the meeting, the person who scheduled it, will have access to download the video file so that we could then upload it into Brightspace like I've been doing with the Zoom recordings in the past. So we'll work out that workflow. If you want the Teams meeting to continue, but you're done recording, you can go in that same menu and stop recording again. Of course, if you end the meeting, it will stop the recording. Here we have the volume controls. You can mute and unmute the speakers. The camera control, you can mute and unmute the camera. We still have two cameras, they're brand new, and you can toggle back and forth between the two. These cameras do have a function to attempt to follow you as you walk around the room and focus on you, I think through a combination of face recognition and audio tracking as you're speaking. You can mute and unmute the microphone here, of course. Hitting this white X button, that will just have the Teams room leave the meeting so that other participants could continue within the meeting. And then this is the big hang up button to end the meeting for everyone. And that's essentially it.